that I've had this specific arcade stick for about a week now, and I've actually been playing on it. I've been playing on it off stream. I've been playing on it. I think I played it on stream once, maybe twice, but off stream mostly. This is the 8BitDo Xbox wireless. I have to put that in air quotes. Wireless arcade stick. Currently, I have it plugged in, wired. Because the first thing I'd like to report about this arcade stick is actually a negative. So let's get into the negatives first, right? Normally people do the positives first, but I think we'll do the negatives only because the negatives felt really bad, and it's kind of sad. The negatives are, I think I might have a faulty unit. I think I might have a dud unit. I cannot get this to work wireless on an Xbox One, on an Xbox Series console, on Windows 11 or Windows 10. I have a Windows 11 device right in front of me, over here. I have a Windows 10 computer right here, the one that I stream from. Hi everyone, this is a Windows 10 computer. I'm old. Should be Windows XP if I was really that old. Xbox One in the room, and I have a homie who had an Xbox Series X, and I asked him if I could try to put this on. I was like, hey, can I bring my arcade stick over there? Hey, you bought Mortal Kombat, bro? Okay, can I fucking play you? And I tried to use the wireless functionality. Didn't work, but luckily I took the wire with me just in case. So I've unfortunately not been able to get the wireless features to work on this arcade stick, which means that it's missing part of the appeal. As a wireless controller, it doesn't work for me. It only works wired. The only other negative I have, or I guess I have two other negatives. One is on the inside, one is on the outside. It's actually kind of small, and it's small in like a good way until you have really big hands. Your hands sometimes kind of, when you're using the joystick, come off the side. You see how like my pinky is over here off the side? And I think it could have used like an inch more room on the left side. Maybe like 2 inches more room on the left side, and it wouldn't have like made it too much more long. It wouldn't have been too bad or anything. The button side is fine. I think the button side for like putting your hands on, I don't really have an issue with it. It's just like, it's completely straight. Like it could have had a wrist rest, but that's like a personal preference thing, right? When it comes to actually playing on the stick, it's totally fine except for the left side needing just a little bit more room. And on the inside, you have to solder to add a 5-pin connector cable to this arcade stick. This actually comes with like a proprietary lever that's like soldered. It's like 8 points, kind of like a Korean lever. And the wiring harness for it is like an 8-pin wiring harness. It's nothing that I've seen like on traditional arcade sticks that are used in most Japanese style arcade sticks like Sanwa's, Seimitsu's, Hori's, even the Combo Gravity lever. They all use a 5-pin connector. So there's 5 tinned points, tinned solder points on the arcade stick on the inside on the motherboard. But the original 8BitDo, I don't know if it was the original or if it was the second release of it. It already had tinned. I mean, it already had a 5-pin connector. So they kind of regressed, and instead of giving you a 5-pin connector again, they just left it tinned like the original 8BitDo boards from the first release, not like revision 2, which would have been really cool. But other than that, those are like the only real negatives I have with the arcade stick. The positives, it's small, has really nice pads, right? On your lap, they're not the biggest, you could probably add some more. But on a desk, this thing didn't really seem to go anywhere. I put it in front of me. Sometimes whenever I'm playing off stream, I'll take my microphone. My microphone's really close to my face, and I'll take my microphone and its accompanying stand, and I'll move it out of the way because I don't need it. And I'll play with an arcade stick on my desk to see how an arcade stick feels on a desk, right? And it didn't seem to move around a lot. I don't really like that feel, by the way. Like above a desk, it was weird. On a desk, like level with a desk would be sick. It works just fine on a desk, no problem. These are very high quality Sanwa knockoffs. I don't have any problems with these buttons. They don't really feel like they're hampering me at all. I don't particularly like Sanwas, but like they're okay, and these work just like Sanwas. If someone told me these were Sanwas, I would have believed them, because I don't regularly play on Sanwa so frequently. So I would have heard the sound and been like, yeah, maybe they're Sanwas. Yeah, that sounds like Sanwa. Sure, I believe you. Yeah, they're Sanwas. Cool. The lever, on the other hand, very loose. Four-way restrictor gate. I'm sorry, square gate. Not a 4-way restrictor gate. Square gate. And I don't think they have an octagate anywhere in the box or anything. When I opened the box, there was no extra gate that came with it, so it's either square or bust, get fucked. Square is normal anyway. Changing out the buttons is relatively simple. There's nothing spectacular about changing out the buttons. It's just the 2 pins, you pull the button out, you put the next button in, you put the 2 pins back on. And because there's no plexi or anything, there's no artwork, you can actually just do each button individually, which I really like for customization. And I mean, it's a nice enough arcade stick for $130 at most, right? With like shipping and tax. You're paying like $130, $140 for this arcade stick. I think this is a nice little starter arcade stick. I think that this, even without its wireless functionality, probably beats the Conba drone. If this existed on the PlayStation ecosystem as well, I think this would be a better arcade stick than the Conba drone 2. Legitimately. It's heavier while still being really small to fit in a bag. It has unbranded parts, just like the Conba drone does. The only thing the drone has better is it has a 5-pin connector cable on the board instead of you having to learn how to solder. It looks like a real simple soldering job. But it's still something that some people are scared of, so you'd have to get like someone who's accustomed to modding, which most people aren't anymore. We're shooting or fighting here in a bit. I think if Tang wants to do DNF Duel, I'm kind of down for DNF Duel. So I'm not sure yet. But for its form factor, for its size, for its weight, I think this is a really nice arcade stick. Unfortunately, I could not get the wireless functionality to work on mine, so I cannot tell you if there's any latency, any extra latency using the dongle. I couldn't get it to work on an Xbox Series, on an Xbox One, on PC, Windows 10, or Windows 11. It just wouldn't work. Even having a detachable cable is better than having like the crappy cable storage solution that the Conba drone has. Like, it's an okay storage solution, but for that price point, if you can find something that has a detachable cable instead, and not a proprietary cable, this is USB-C. That's really cool. I think that for being the cheapest arcade stick on the market when it comes to the next generation of consoles, or the current generation of consoles now, it's been a few years, the current generation of consoles, I think that this is a pretty good arcade stick. I think this is solid, it's serviceable, it's a nice starter arcade stick, and probably a nice travel arcade stick too if you get one that isn't fucked up with the 2.4G receiver. If your 2.4G receiver works and you're traveling with a little laptop in your bag to events and you want something you can play with at the airport or in the hotel room or in the ballroom on your laptop while you're waiting for, like, you're at a tournament for the day and there's a casual setup, this is perfect. I wish this existed on the PlayStation ecosystem, but no problem, at least it exists in general because it brings more competition to Conba and the other arcade stick manufacturers that are making their arcade sticks way too expensive this generation. Anyways, I have the lights off. I don't really feel like doing a lot. I think I talked about as much as I want to talk about this arcade stick. It's nice. It's serviceable. I like it. I wouldn't like return it if the wireless feature worked. I don't think I'm going to return it anyway. I think it's a nice enough arcade stick to have. Plus now I have an Xbox arcade stick, so if I'm ever playing against a homie who's on the Xbox side of things, I can beat his ass with something, because I don't have an Xbox arcade stick other than this one and the Mad Catz TE2, which I'm not fucking lugging anywhere because it's ugly. Anyways, this has been Beanie Thuggish for the YouTubes, talking about the Xbox 8BitDo wireless arcade stick, signing out and saying peace. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Bye.